Hey, John, how do you explain the defense's success against Burrow in the last 2 years?
Man, I think it's just like a division game. They're all tough, every division across the league, and I mean that's one game that we want to show out. You know, they got talkative guys over there, so it's kind of like a competitive matchup. And you know, as football players, you want to compete, so that's like a prime matchup, and we enjoy it.
And they get like the best set of receivers, or one of them, and you guys seem to rise to the occasion. Does that help make you rise to the occasion, though?
Absolutely. Like I said, it's all about competing. You know, they're a competitive group. You know, they want to get the better of us, and we want to get the better of them. So it's always a prime matchup, and we're looking forward to it.
John, are you a believer that turnovers come in bunches?
100%. I can't explain it, but it's like sacks, they come in bunches. Turnovers, they come in bunches. So we had a few last week. We said we get some more this week.
On that first drive last week, did you know your feet were in?
I mean, I got a good look at him when I looked down. It was more of if the ball hit the ground when the tight end had it, I think what they were reviewing, but I'm pretty sure I got my feet in.
Schematically, what is it about the Bengals offense that you guys match up so well against?
They like throwing the ball. They don't hide it. You know, they don't do a lot of motions. They just line up and say, we're going to beat you. So I think that's when we're at our best, you know, when we could just line up one-on-one, win your matchup. And like we said in the past, we've done a good job, so we got to keep it up.
John, does it feel like the defense is kind of maybe finding its footing or putting some things together over the last few weeks? And what's been the big difference these last couple games especially?
I think it's just a mindset. You know, it's just want to know we want to win each week. Forget about what happened before. Don't worry about what's ahead of us. Just win where your feet are and focus on getting getting a win that week. So I think that's what we've really been doing.
Have you ever had an interception like that before where the ball pops out of the guy's hands and you grab it, or is that the first time?
I've been waiting my whole life for a freebie like that. So, I mean, finally got it.
The last 3 games against Burrow, you guys have intercepted them on the first series. Did that rattle him, you think, looking back at it? Did it set the tone for the game at all?
It might. You know, we want to play our technique. We want to play our football the whole game regardless. But anytime you turn the ball over, anytime you get a takeaway on the first drive, you know, it does kind of set the tone and, you know, a spark for that defense because everyone else wants one. Once the first guy gets one, you know, I got to get one. So I think it's a good spark if it happens on the first drive. But I didn't even know that, honestly. But we got to go out there and just play at a high level.
It seemed like you guys were almost like disappointed you didn't get to go against Jamar last time. Is there an excitement that he's back out there?
Oh, yeah, it is. Like I said, it's competition. He's, you know, the heart and soul of that offense. They want to get him the ball, and we're up for the challenge.
Has what he said over the summer come up at all? Is that still in the back of your guys' minds?
A little bit. It's kind of floating around the building. You know, guys joking around saying it, but, you know, at the end of the day, we just got to go out there and compete.
How different are they with him in the lineup than they were without him?
Like I said, he's the guy. They want to get him the ball. He gets the most targets when he's out there, the most receptions. So they're going to scheme him up, try to get him the ball. So it is different. You know, they do similar things, but they want to get him the ball. So we got to be aware of it and, you know, lock in on it.
When people talk about the best quarterbacks playing right about now, Mahomes, Josh Allen, where's Burrow fit in?
He's up there. I mean, we just saw last week, you know, he had a matchup against Mahomes, and he came out with a win. So I don't know a specific rank, but he's definitely in the conversation with, you know, the best in the league right now.
Do you see him running the ball more than they did when they played you guys at home?
Perhaps. I feel like everyone's going to try to test us in the run game to start the game off. And I think once you show early on that, you know, that's not going to work, then they'll become more like themselves. But I think every team we play is going to try to test us just because of what we put on tape. But, you know, they're a team, they want to throw the ball. We just talked about the quarterback. He's their guy, so they want the ball in his hands more than anybody else.
Sirianni's the third guy in the middle that you guys have lost this year with a season-ending injury. Just how tough has it been to see that amount of guys at the same position go down, and what type of complications has that presented for you?
Yeah, I mean, it's heartbreaking, you know, for a defense. And for those guys, you know, individually, you know, you never want to see a guy go down. He was playing, you know, good football for us. And like you said, it's kind of like just a rotating a door of just guys coming in and playing. But, you know, we can't let that stop us from getting where we need to go. We got guys that have played at a high level that are definitely able to go out there and give us a lot so we can have success. So, I mean, it's just like I said, it's heartbreaking. It's just sad to see, but it won't stop us from being who we want to be.
You guys don't make excuses, obviously, but it just doesn't seem like it's a coincidence that every time one of those injuries have occurred, the run defense has struggled or gone through a period of struggle. I mean, is that fair to connect those two as far as what's, kind of really been going on with the run defense?
I mean, you don't want to say that, but obviously when a guy comes in and has to play a different spot or hasn't gotten a lot of reps in game, it's going to be like it's going to be a little rocky for a little bit. But I don't think that's safe to say. There's 11 guys out there. We're all held accountable to do our specific job. So I think, that 111th, we can't really point fingers at that. So I think it's just all 11 guys got to try to pick the new guy up.
John, what's the pros and cons of playing a team again? Divisions, just the good and bad as you saw them just a month ago.
Yeah, I mean, everything's on tape. What we like to do, what they like to do. It's a familiar face. They got guys that didn't play that are playing now. Same for us. So it's always kind of tricky, but, we've been playing this team for forever. So it's kind of like we're used to playing them twice in the season. So, but it is kind of tricky. You got to try to throw a wrinkle in there to throw them off a little bit. But it's always going to come down to just competing and you winning your one-on-one.
Does the aspect of you guys being able to keep your season rolling and also slow them up, because they've gotten hot. Is that in the back of your mind too, that hey, we can really get something established while at the same time applying the brakes to them?
Right. Try not to look ahead, but if we went out, we kind of got a good shot. But it's just 1 week at a time. We want to go 1-0. Like you said, they've been hot, and you want to play your best football in December and January. So we got 2 games on our belt, and we just got to win this one.
John, can a team like the Bengals, knowing that, like you're saying, they're sort of a classic drop-back pass type of offense, they don't do a lot of motion. Can they change it up at this point in the season enough to, mix it up and kind of cross you guys up a little bit with some of that stuff?
I mean, absolutely. I mean, like I said, everything's on tape. I'm sure they want to self-scout, look at, what we haven't done well, what they didn't do well against us, try to change things up. But at the end of the day, we got a game plan, we got to trust it, we got to lock in on it. And I think games like this come down to winning your one-on-one matchup and just out-competing the guy across from you.
You said they're talkative. Are they more talkative than other teams?
I feel like, on the field, it's not that bad, especially when, it's, in these games we have been getting the better of them. But I would say just like the aura of this game is kind of like a ticky-tacky, chitter-chattery game. So, but on the field, it's just all about competing.
Who usually starts a conversation, though, when it does happen?
Corners and receivers.
So it is.
You're 4-0 against Burrow. Do you feel you're in his head?
I don't think so. I think, he's been a winner from what I know, like his whole life. So, I mean, I don't think so. I think he's a poised guy. But, when it comes on Sunday, we got to go out there and get the best of him.
What about the fact that you guys, as a defensive backfield, are really healthier than you've ever been right now? How might that impact the game?
Oh, it's good. We want best on best, big on big. This is one of those matchups where we need all our guys healthy and ready to go. Even the backups, guys that rotate in, we need everyone. And this is a huge week for us, so it's good for us.
And you're 5-7 with 5 to go. So where do you feel you're at besides those numbers? I mean, is it do or die, win or out?
Just one at a time. I mean, I said before, if we win one at a time, look up at the end, I think we're going to have a good shot. So it's all about Sunday.
Joe Burrow says that it's December and the Bengals know how to win these games in December. Do you feel the same way about you guys?
I mean, you see what they did last year. They ended up going all the way. And like I said, December and January, you got to get hot. The team that gets hot, the first 10 or whatever weeks don't even really matter. The team that gets hot at the right time and gets their foot in the door for the tournament, anything can go. So you want to get momentum now, December, January, and I think that's what we're trying to do.
What do you think of Baker Mayfield going to the Rams?
Good for him. I mean, he got a landing spot. Hopefully he can find a home.